Hello, my loves. I just wanted to drop in and kind of talk about the current energy and what you can do to bring it down. I, for one, feel like it's very, what's the word? A little bit confusing and chaotic at the moment. And I have been finding that I've been clenching my jaw and like holding onto my breath. So I've got all this tension in my body, and this happens from time to time. And I think, well, I'm not particularly stressed. I don't really have anything to be stressed about. It's just holding on to the energy for the collective, really. And I would usually meditate. I'd usually go for walks and things, but especially with this Gemini energy, it's quite, it's quite kind of overwhelming. It's not necessarily ruminating on one thing. It's just kind of this like frazzled mind explosion. So what I found has been helping is just doing manual tasks. So I've been tidying my house and doing all of those kinds of things, because then that kind of gives your mind something to focus on, but also brings you into that flow state, because in a sense, it's also mindless. So it is another form of meditation. But I also just wanted to talk about a breathing technique. I'm definitely not sitting in the right spot. My couch is like a cloud. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the anatomy of breath. So a lot of practitioners will tell you, exhale to relax. And yes, when we breathe in, the exhale doesn't take any effort. It just happens on its own. So we have this kind of automatic release, which is great. However, your diaphragm is here, and I've spoken about that before in a different video. And your pelvic floor is obviously at the bottom of your pelvis, the floor of your pelvis, if you will. And so what happens, they're connected. So as you breathe in, let me rephrase that. As you breathe out, the diaphragm lifts up to push the air out of your lungs, and your pelvic floor lifts up as well. As you breathe in, they drop down to allow the air to come in, to suck the air in. So when you breathe in, if you get in touch with your pelvic floor and you kind of think of that opening and that release, if that is, go to the bathroom before you do it. And if it feels concerning to you, please message me, because I have all sorts of pelvic floor things, which I am going to do a workshop on. This is another thing that, like, Gemini is a Mercury cruising through my 5th house, which is creativity. It's also sex and children, but none of those things are featuring in my life. So creativity. So I've got like way more ideas than usual. And, it's just, I know that I just need to, just do these other things and just kind of give myself the space for the clarity to come, rather than trying to start lots of different things. So what we're going to do is, so diaphragm here, pelvic floor here. I mean, it's not really, but that's what you can see. As you breathe in, just imagine you're kind of relaxing from your pelvis. The visual is kind of an opening. If you think of the bottom of your pelvis, it's kind of like those bones are sort of opening. That cue never really made any sense to me, but it might make sense to you. And then as you breathe out, feeling everything drawing back up. And then breathing in and lowering. And breathing out and rising. And the reason that I do this, and that particularly when I have a lot of tension in my body, is because through our fascial links, our jaw, tension in our jaw is linked to tension in our pelvic floor as well, and our diaphragm. So all of this clenching and all of this holding, it just happens automatically. We're not setting out to be tense, but I find it's a really, really nice way to just do it for like 5 or 10 minutes, as a meditation, to just really actively release and actively you know, let go and breathe to kind of reset. And the more you can do it, then the better. So I hope that helps. It's been helping for me, definitely. But you know, it still feels like it's a crazy ride. I'm not gonna lie about that. But anyway, have a beautiful day.